Hello everybody and welcome to Farmer Plays. Right here we are doing episode 2. Here's the old Hagenstead map. As you can see, I have frankly, began where we left off last time. I'll let the worker down there finish that little field. And we are going to just go right here and do a little fertilization. Just for some quick, easy money. So, I think it was either this morning or late this afternoon, I got a message. Somebody had messaged me and asked me to make a kind of a follow-up video on the rant I decided to do. Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it was. And apparently they asked me the same. Basically, they didn't. Their sentence structure absolutely sucked. I mean, come on, you need to work on this. We all speak English, or I should say, most of us, especially that will watch my channel, will speak English. We're not all imbeciles here. But they asked me to make a video on how to get rich. Honestly, I was, at first I didn't understand. I was like, okay, I made a video on about how money is not going to help anything. So I'm going to put my own little spin on this. It's going to make you this one step. Honestly, it's one step to me. It is, you could get real technical and break it down into probably 50 steps, 100, however many you wanted. But the one step that is going to make you the richest person on the planet, no matter what. Excuse me. No matter what. I don't care what the circumstances are. You will be. And it's real simple. It's real easy. Open your heart. That's all you have to do. Open up your heart. I was a victim of this. I say victim, not really victimizing, but I didn't care about feelings for a long time. I really did. But if you were to open your heart, love those that love you, extend love to those who may not have it, you'll find yourself to be the richest person to ever walk the face of this planet. Whether you have family or not, whether you just have friends, whether you have acquaintances or somebody you work with, it doesn't matter. Just do that. Open your heart. It's easy. Small things open a door for somebody you don't know. I don't care if you're in New York freaking City where everybody seems to be absolutely rude. Open a door for someone. They don't do anything, but they may think about it later and may look back and say, hey, I never thanked that person for opening the door for me, even though they never had to. They say, yeah, that was kind of crappy of me. Maybe I should pass it forward. Pay it forward, pass it on, however you want to put it. That's going to make you as rich as you can possibly be. No money's going to do it. If you expected to, listen to me talk about, well, we're going to do this investment, we're going to invest in mutual funds, we're going to play it safe in the stock market as safe as possible. No, even though that's things that I do, no, we're not going to talk about that here. That's not the point. That's not the point I wanted to make earlier. And this is basically just a follow-up continuation of what I actually meant. And I know some people are going to get it. Some people are going to be like, Farmer, I don't know how. I've never listened to my emotions before. I don't know how you do it. Well, I can tell you that that little voice, your conscience, and it's also connected to your feelings and your beliefs. If not a lot, at least a little bit. And no, we are so. Do we have anything we can harvest? Yes, I know I'm running around and I'm not really worried about it. The gameplay is like secondary at the moment. We'll get to the gameplay. But like I was saying, your conscience, not only tells you right and wrong, but this right and wrong can be expanded upon. Yeah, if you steal, feel guilty about it later. Yeah, conscience. But say you have a fight with your girlfriend, significant other, your parents, grandparents, any kind of family, and you have it out. You say some harsh words. You feel bad, but you never act upon it. Well, instead of just brushing it off to the side, act upon it. That's how you do it. Open that, however that minuscule amount of emotion, feeling is there. Just let it go. Let it run rampant. See what happens. It can hurt you. It really can. Say when you talk about love, if you love somebody else and they don't love you, that can hurt you emotionally. But if that's all you're worried about, you're never going to be a happy person. I don't care if you have $14 billion, enough to almost pay off our nation's debt. Or 14 trillion, I should say. No matter how much you have. That's not really going to help. Drown your sorrows in the purchases that you make. Will only do it for so long, and you will get tired of those things faster than you ever have before. It's really what is going to happen. Eventually it's going to build and build. And then nothing good comes out of it. Some people eat their way into obesity because of feelings. Some people commit suicide. Others just do the dumbest shit they can possibly think of. None of those outcomes are good. You can say, well, farmer, hold on now. Ernest Hemingway wrote many great things because he was emotionally harmed all the time. Yeah, that's great. Very, very few things of beauty come out of tragedy. It's sad to say, but that was a long time ago. That's when people had resolve. That's when people weren't babies about everything. You have to account for the times. Yes, unfortunately, I am one of those great millennials that everybody loves to sack on. I don't care. Because unlike them, I don't share the same values as they do, and I never will. And frankly, it's a generalization. Which happens. I don't care. But to better yourself, to make yourself rich, to feel loved, to be happy, even if it's just a clear conscience idea to you, open up that heart. Man used to be very, very small. What I would picture is very small. Always used to say, the Grinch's heart's always twice as big as mine. And that was even before he went down and gave Whoville their presents back. Well, there was a little bit of truth to that. And, that's what I fully believed. And I've done some heinous things. I've done some terrible things in my life. No, I have never been arrested. Never went to do anything like that to other people. I have. And honestly, there wasn't very many consequences for doing what I did, except to myself. I expected better of myself, but it's something I did in the moment anyway. It happened. And it took me a long time to ever figure out, hey, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you not mope around? Why don't you, actually start to care and do something about it? Man. And I did. And those people may have been hateful in the way that they reacted towards me, but eventually they came to see that I was genuine, I was true. It's hard to find is somebody that will tell you something and be genuine. That's part of what is wrong with a lot of things today. Nobody's word means anything unless you can prove it does. And once you've proven your word means something, people will treat you with a greater reverence than most around. And that's something that's important to me. Not being treated like I'm, some great guy. I'm not worried about your personal opinion about me. I'm worried about how do I feel about myself. That, that leads into why I have completely planned out my weight loss journey, which I will bring you guys along with. Workout program, eating, etc., etc. I feel better about myself. I always think, my personal opinion, you can have different goals than I, that's fine. But my personal opinion is that, life's about to enjoy life. And what life's about, to enjoy it. You gotta make yourself happy. You can make others happy in the process. Boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, family. Have a child, whatnot. I have a child. And at 22, he's 4. Almost, gonna turn 5 this year. That's great. But honestly, for most people, it is hard to provide the amount of unlimited love that everyone in your life needs and deserves if you can't first love yourself at least a minuscule amount. If you walk through life, I hate my life, I hate this, I hate that, you're not going to advance, you're not going to succeed as easily. You're going to be worried about this and that. One of these days you'll wake up and just say, why in the hell did I do that? Why did I bother? I could have been positive. People reacted better towards me. I could love somebody better than what I did. Maybe one day, the day you realize it's the day you yell at your child or spank him or whatnot, and realize, hey, I went a little too far. Sometimes it takes that much to get somebody to realize these things, and it's, I'm not gonna say it's sad, because people are different. It took a lot for me to realize it. And then it took a lot again to completely, what I felt was a complete understanding of it. So that is how you could always become the richest person in the world. Well, then poses the question, well, if anybody and everybody could do it, well, couldn't we all be, nobody can be the richest. It's not a competition. It's you, yourself, that's who you need to worry about. If you have a kid, that's different. You need to worry about them first and then yourself. But you have to keep yourself in a emotional and physical state to where you can provide to them until they can provide for themselves. You need to provide for them in the proper way, which will always be the way you see best fit. But there, of course, are always those universal things that you should always do. And sadly, those universal values are dying. I've seen it in millennials that have kids such as me. I feel that I parent my child very, very well, especially for someone of my age. I unfortunately cannot say so much about those I know with children around my age group. So, guys, that's the key. That's it. It's simple. It's easy. It may be hard for you to understand how at first. It may be hard for you to actually do the action of doing that. But do it once. Give it a shot. Just give it one shot. I guarantee you'll feel better after doing it, and it'll make doing it again 10 times as easy. You know, you don't even cut it in half. 10 pieces. You know, and soon, it's just an afterthought. You know, you'll have people come up and tell you, well, that was just the greatest thing I ever saw, and you'll be like, well, what'd I do? You know, it's second nature. It's great. I wish more people would do it. You know, please, if you watch, go out and try it. You know, if you feel you're one of those people that don't do it enough, go out and try it. You'll be rewarded with things much grander than any materialistic thing could ever get you. I am sorry about all the coughing in my videos. It's just been a nice dry throat week. So I honestly hope that, you know, this makes a good enough follow-up for you if I need to clarify any further, or if you guys want to talk about anything such as health goals, how to reach them, how to, you know, reach the ability to open up your heart more. If you don't understand them, just please feel free to message me. I answer every message I get, every comment. You know, if I don't get right back to you when you make it, I will get back to it as soon as I can. You know, my subscribers are great. I would say, like some YouTubers, you guys are the reason I'm here. Honestly, yeah, nobody would be here if they didn't enjoy it to begin with. You know, if they're in it just for subscribers and the money that things bring, their heart's not in it. And you could argue my heart's not in it. I don't edit my videos. No, I want to give you guys, I want to portray to you guys me. A full, uncut, uncensored piece of me. And, you know, to me, that means, hey, you can't edit, you know, you say the F word, don't edit it out. And yeah, my coughing is annoying as hell, but I'm not going to edit it out. I'm trying to be, you know, genuine with you guys, which is another trait that is hard to find, and it's very unfortunate. So, we need to go through on here and get rid of some things, because I are broke. And of course, we're going to get rid of the Hurleman. Honestly, it's a tractor that you start out with that I've never seen much of a use for. And yes, there are things you can use it for, but I personally am not going to use it. It's just fodder for more cash, and we all like the cash. Yes. And I do mean game money. That is the particular point of this game. We're 100 grand in debt. Yay! That's going to turn to 200 one of these days. Possibly even today. I haven't quite decided. I don't even know what the fields cost around here. and we're getting some cardio in. We're riding back to the farm. Unfortunately, I can't pan out so you can see the guy run. That's what they need to have on the Farm Sim 19. Some fluid GTA 5 like running action. Yes. And I'd really like to see some better textures. 4K texture minimum. Yes, I know we all don't have 4K monitors or 4K graphic card availability. So why do you want everything in 4K? Because something being in 4K, even when it is downscaled to 1080p, or even 720, makes it better. There's a difference between a low quality 720 or 1080 and a high quality 720 or 1080. And it's freaking great. And also have a bit of news on the home front for you guys. The truck that was not really showcased, but my truck that I showed in my last vlog. Unfortunately, a man stopped and looked at it while I was in my house. Did not know he was coming, and he pulled out cash out of his pocket and bought it. Never started it, nothing. Just wanted it. So I no longer have that vehicle. Not quite sure how I feel about it yet. I do miss it. I don't miss the payments. It's been very nice to stick my entire check into my account, and I'm going to tab over to the next Hurleman, which is at the cow farm. You're on the cow farm. There's gonna be cows outside. I'm not listening to this little turd. Let me drive through the water. Hey. It makes me happy. Where? You guys would be like, Jesus Christ. We've let loose a retard. He's not driving in the field. What's he doing? God, this guy doesn't know how to farm. But I do not have any kind of crop destruction mod on. All of them that I've seen so far are just kind of a nuisance. I really, really hope by the next time I make a video or a vlog that this cough will go the hell away. Again, it's bothering me, guys. You guys are like, yeah. Your video's amazing, but you fucking cough too much. Fuck. I need like a death metal radio in these. That'd make it great. It would have been wonderful if I was vlogging the first day that we had our MXM 175 or Magnum or whatever the hell it is. I Will member at home, and I went out and did a little disc chiseling with it. Well, I had put a radio in it previously that had storage on it. So I took my external hard drive, because I have it set to where it will straight download any information, musical information, off of whatever device that's plugged in it by USB 3.0. because it also has the 2.0 slot, but it will only charge your phone from that, pretty much. So I plugged it in there, and of course it's a lot of metal. Everything from Korn, Metallica, Five Finger Death Punch, your basic stuff. I mean, just basic. I don't do a lot of the head thrashing, blah 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 stuff. $179,000. Jesus Christ. But I put that in there, and I did not even turn down the radio by the time I got in because it was very late. And the next day the old man gets in it to use it for chores. We're gonna buy this, but we're gonna do the mission first. And he went out there and blared that, and I swear part of his, I don't know, his soul, his inner self jumped out of his skin. And he, needless to say, wasn't very happy when he saw me next at work that night. Okay, we're way the fuck off. But I really wish I would have had like a reaction out of that. See if he jumped out of the cab. Hey, guess what, stupid? You're on the wrong fucking side. That's severely disappointing. I've put a lot of hours into this and I still do this. So, I don't mind this little sprayer here. Quite generally I do use the self-propelled, but I don't think it'd fit very well on this map. I think the self-propelled is too big itself for this map. Realistically, they would use that self-propelled anywhere and everywhere they could fit it in. But honestly, like field 40 and some of the fields down by the port, that's about all you'd use it on. And the bigger field over by the inn. And yes, I don't do nice straight lines. I don't, shut it off, back up, blah blah blah. Nah, I just kind of go over everything. Try to get as good as time bonus as I can, which I pretty well given a lot of that up for dicking around and fucking up when I was attaching the sprayer here. But it happens. It does happen. We're gonna do a few missions today. I really don't want to overload you guys with missions. Oh my god! The numbers have turned red. She's gonna blow. But we're not gonna do too many missions today, especially since we can afford this field. I have, of course, put the growth rate on fast. Don't want to wait for that shit to grow. I mean, this game tests my patience enough. We don't need to do it anymore. My god. Are we going to finish it at the end of this? I believe not. I do have that little sliver of a corner to do, if that will make any difference. Okay, it is full. We have a time bonus of $253. It was really freaking worth it. Yay. Well, I'm gonna buy it anyway there, bub. Thank you. Alrighty. We are quickly coming up on the half-hour mark. So, what I'm really gonna do... What the fuck is up with this shit? I've noticed it. 17. There's always a little bit they don't fucking plant. And it is so annoying. Regular map, you know, the vanilla maps that come with the game, to this. The fuck giants. It's ours way. We gotta work on the AI. A lot. You costing me money. You're lucky you're not in there, Jeb. Whoop your ass. You're costing me money. Pay you good stuff. So, I thank you all for watching today. I'm going to do a little bit more playing, let the crops grow. And we're going to come back when they're ready to harvest. So again, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you made it all the way through, please drop a like at the bottom. That would be absolutely amazing. So, thank you for watching. And have a great day.